So imagine being filthy rich all your life, silver spoon in your mouth, and you can be anything you want to be in the world. And instead, you choose to be best friends with a sex offender, actually help little girls and groom them for a friend's pleasure. This is the case of Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell, a British socialite and former associate of Jeffrey Epstein, who has been accused of being involved in Epstein's alleged sexual abuse of underage girls. Her last name is Maxwell, so Maxwell has been the subject of much controversy and speculation since Epstein's arrest and subsequent death. In this video, we will dive into her life, the allegations against her, and the current state of her legal proceedings. Maxwell was born in Maisons Laffitte, France in 1961 to parents Robert and Elizabeth. Her father was a media tycoon and the owner of several newspapers, including the Daily Mirror. Throughout childhood, Maxwell lived with her family in Oxford at Headington Hill Hall, a mansion with 53 rooms. Maxwell grew up in a luxury lifestyle in the UK and attended Marlborough College, a prestigious boarding school. After completing her education, Maxwell moved to the US and began working as a socialite. Maxwell moved to the United States in 1991, and shortly after her father's death, she was provided with an annual income of $80,000 from a trust fund established by her father. Goals, okay? Goes. In the early 1990s, Ghislaine Maxwell began a romantic relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, who was a wealthy financier who was known for his connections to powerful people in politics and business, and Epstein and Maxwell were often seen together at high-profile events, and she became his close associate and confidant. Maxwell was known for her charm and social skills, and she became a fixture in Epstein's inner circle. However, in 2005, Epstein was arrested and charged with soliciting an underage girl for prostitution. He was eventually convicted and served a short sentence in jail, and after his release, Epstein continued to socialize with high-profile individuals, including politicians, celebrities, and business leaders. In 2019, Epstein was arrested again, this time on charges of sex trafficking of minors. Like, you ain't learned the first time? So he went back to jail, and unfortunately, he died by suicide in his jail cell before he could even stand trial. So after Epstein's death, attention turned to his friends, including Ghislaine Maxwell, and this is where she comes in. So details of a civil lawsuit contain a statement from Jane Doe 3 that accused Maxwell of recruiting her in 1999 when she was a minor and grooming her to provide sexual services for Epstein. In 2017, another woman, Sarah Ransom, filed a suit against Epstein and Maxwell, saying that Maxwell hired her to give massages to Epstein and later threatened to physically harm her or destroy her career prospects if she did not comply with their sexual demands at his mansion in New York and on his private Caribbean island. April 16, 2019, Maria Farmer went public and filed a sworn affidavit saying that she and her 15-year-old sister Annie had been sexually assaulted by Epstein and Maxwell in separate locations in 1996. And Maxwell was named in one of 3 lawsuits filed in New York on August 20th, 2019. A woman named Priscilla Doe claimed that she was recruited in 2006 and trained by Maxwell with step-by-step instructions on how to provide sexual services for Epstein. And the list goes on. Like, many women came forth with allegations, and in result, Maxwell was arrested by the FBI in July of 2020 and charged with multiple counts, including sex trafficking of minors and perjury. Maxwell pleaded not guilty, of course, to all the charges. The case against Maxwell is complex and involves multiple allegations of sexual abuse and exploitation. The prosecution has accused Maxwell of recruiting and grooming underage girls for Epstein to abuse. They have also accused her of participating in the abuse herself. Of course, Maxwell's defense team has denied the allegations and has argued that she is being unfairly targeted because of her association with Epstein. They have also raised questions about the credibility of some of these women who are alleged victims. The case against Maxwell has attracted widespread attention. Some have criticized her for her alleged involvement in Epstein's crimes, while others have defended her and argued that she is being unfairly targeted. March 29th, 2021, U.S. prosecutors added new charges of sex trafficking a minor and sex trafficking conspiracy, alleging that Maxwell was involved in grooming a fourth girl, aged 14, to engage in sexual acts with Epstein between 2001 and 2004 at their house. And again, Maxwell is pleading not guilty to these additional charges. She faced 6 counts that included trafficking of minor and sex trafficking conspiracy, in addition to 2 counts of perjury. Her trial began in November 2021, and psychology professor testified as an expert witness for the Maxwell, providing proof that she has false memory syndrome. Maxwell chose not to testify, telling the judge, "Your Honor, the government has not proved its case beyond a reasonable doubt, so there is no need for me to testify." A spokesperson for Maxwell's family had previously said she was too fragile to testify. On December 29th of 2021, Maxwell was found guilty on 5 sex trafficking related counts, carrying a potential custodial sentence of up to 65 years imprisonment, 1 of sex trafficking of a minor, maximum is 40 years, and 1 transporting a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, which is 10 years, and 3 of conspiracy to commit co-ed felonies, which is 15 years total. On June 28th, 2022, although prosecutors were fighting for a sentence of at least 30 years, Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years in prison. She complained of threats coming from jail staff in the days prior to sentencing, but gave no details about those threats. Although she had been placed on suicide watch, she told the psychiatric team that she was not suicidal. In August 2022, her lawyers sued her, saying that she failed to pay $800,000 in legal fees. She's like, y'all didn't do what I needed you to do. You didn't understand the assignment, so I'm not paying you even though I'm filthy rich. To see more Bonnie and Clyde cases, click right here to subscribe so that you never miss another case. Then click right here. I love you, and I will see you in the next episode of Jazzy Times Crime.